How do we deal with money problems? So this is part 2 on the subject of worrying. The first thing I want to ask you, do you want to get old? Do you know if you worry, you're going to age like really quickly? People are not going to see you for a month or two. Next time they see you, you're going to look 20 years older. That's the first thing I want you to think about and get in your head. If you're worrying, you're going to start looking old. You have to laugh at money problems. Really, you have to. The world has brainwashed you to think that if you're not worried about money, then you're irresponsible and you're lazy and you're immature. No, we have obligations to fulfill and we have an obligation to work. Second, you have to have fun with the situation. Worrying comes from not being certain of the outcomes. We think, how am I going to pay the mortgage this month? How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to pay camp for the kids? How am I going to take vacations? Every year I take a vacation. This year I can't take a vacation. How am I going to put food on the table? You notice that no matter how bad things are, you always have food for that day. You ever notice that? God is taking care of you day by day. If you have food on the table for you today, if you have electricity for today and it wasn't cut, you have a lot to be thankful for. One of the things that Rabbi Yehuda Mendel Shlita emphasizes that help bring Yeshuot, salvations, answers to your prayers, answers to your difficulties, is to be thankful. If you are suffering from money problems for the last 6 months or a year or 2 years, how many times did you say thank you to God before that your situation was good? Probably 0 or very few times. We have to go back and remember the good times and thank God for the good times. That increases the chance that there will be good times again. God wants attention, whatever that means. God likes attention. If in the good times we forget God, He's going to want your attention. So what does He do? That which you took for granted and showed little appreciation for, God will take it away. It could be money, it could be a spouse, right? Divorce. It could be many things. It could be health. And why? Because God wants a connection to you. You know that it pays for God to keep you broke. It pays for God for you to be worried about paying your bills. You know why? He keeps you close. Right now, if God wants, He could cover all your bills. He could give you money for vacations. He could give you money for a house or 2 or 3. He could give you money to buy cars. Whatever you need, He can give you right now. But what's going to happen right after? You're going to thank God for a month. After that, who is God? And then we wonder why the money problems don't go away. We have to teach ourselves to be in a thankful mode. And being thankful also means being thankful in the hard times. We have to learn to thank God for the hard times. If we're having money problems, know that God chose money problems instead of something a lot worse. It could have been a visit to the hospital. The Ramchal talks about this. He says there are 4 types of suffering, and the easiest one is money problems. So if you only have money problems, be thankful to God that He's taking it easy on you. Money problems are difficult. I'm not saying they're not difficult. Being poor is so bad that the rabbis consider someone poor as if they're dead. There's no bigger pain than someone who can't give. Someone who is poor suffers at least 2 times. 1, he is constantly worrying about how he's going to make ends meet. And 2, the biggest pain about being poor is not being able to give. We want to give. Every human being, religious, not religious, half religious, atheist, we all have one thing in common. We all want to give. We want to give to our children. We want to give to ourselves. Sometimes people don't want children. What do? First thing they do is they go get a pet because they want to give. We are givers. So when we don't have money, we suffer so much because we can't give. It hurts not to be able to give. There's so much to talk about this subject. So I want to summarize. First of all, you are not a failure. You're just a person having money problems. You have to believe that money problems have an expiration date. God, who took us out of Egypt, can take us out of money problems. 2, if worrying is going to lead you to move and to do something, it's productive. There's no problem. But just worrying and rehashing what's going on in your life, nothing positive comes out of that. You are destroying yourself. You are committing murder, like I said in the previous post. And again, we have to teach ourselves to live with uncertainty. Nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. Nothing. You have to be able to live with uncertainty. So I want everyone to do one exercise, and I'm also going to do it. I want everyone to celebrate having financial problems, and I'm serious. Go out with your family, have a nice, expensive dinner, pay for it, and go provide for somebody. You know that restaurant owner also has bills to pay. Go help somebody. Go support a business owner. Or make a nice, lavish meal in your house. Celebrate your financial problems. Make fun of the situation. Stop being so responsible. You're not being responsible. You're just worrying. Worrying is not being responsible. Worrying is like hurting yourself. Would a person hurt themselves physically? Of course not. But this is what worrying does. You are hurting yourself. It's worse than physical pain. Worrying, I would say, it's even a self-hate. Do you hate yourself? Probably no, right? Why do you bring pain to yourself? Learn to laugh at life. Be happy and positive. If you're happy and positive, it'll bring good things to you. I don't know about this law of attraction. I don't get into that stuff. The reality is, and I've seen it many times, someone who has positive energy, good comes their way. I've seen it. So don't worry. Have fun. Enjoy life. Enjoy your bread with salt and your cup of water. Enjoy paying rent the last day of the month. Enjoy taking that phone call from someone you owe money to. Just laugh about it. You know why? Because it'll pass. There'll be better times. The great thing about going through this is that you'll understand people going through it in the future. You'll run to help them. You'll run to at least talk to them and cheer them up. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to make probably a lot more videos on the subject because really there's a lot to talk about. Have a wonderful day.